everybody. Welcome to Connecticut Style. Well, Fellowship Place right here in New Haven helps adults with chronic mental illness lead more fulfilling lives. And today they're going to share with us about their expressive arts program that's helping members express themselves through art. Plus, we're eating well today. That's because Anthony Peluso and his son Anthony Jr., well, they're both back to show us how to make their seafood cannelloni with a delicious sauce. And if you haven't heard about Marian Salzman, odds are her predictions have had an influence on your life. Today, we're going to hear all about her interesting social media predictions for 2010. That's right. So grab your cup of coffee. I've got mine. Get ready to sit back and relax. You are having lunch with style. You've heard the words like metrosexual and singleton. How about phrases like sleep is the new sex? Well, today's guest is responsible for popularizing pop culture. She's in the know and is one of the world's top 5 trend spotters. Connecticut native Marian Salzman is here, and if you have not heard of her, trust me, the odds are her predictions have most likely influenced your life in some way. Here to share some of her 2010 trendy predictions, we have Marian Salzman with us. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, Marian, set this up for us. What exactly is a trend spotter?
It's probably somebody who, in my case, is a social researcher who knows how to dig really deep, look for patterns in data, look for patterns in what people are talking about, and then extrapolate and say, okay, if that's going on, pattern likely reveals. So it's a bit of being a human behaviorist, it's a bit of being a journalist. I'm pretty good with statistics, and I don't mind lying underneath my duvet late at night and asking people lots of nosy questions. I figure out who's an influencer, and I'll just tap away and ask you all kinds of nosy questions.
How did you actually break into this business? I mean, what was it that kind of pushed you to go into this field?
Absolute happenstance. I was doing undercover journalism because I looked so young in my late 20s. I was in school when the Challenger crashed. Suddenly I was therefore an expert on the teen market. I was not an expert on anything. I was just 26 years old and undercover acting like a teen. I then went out and did some work for Pepsi in the very late 80s, teen work again, discovered that white kids really wanted to embrace African-American style icons. That became a whole other area for adventure. And then in 92, I guess, 92, 93, discovered that America Online was the best way to be nosy any of us had ever seen. I went and asked them for the rights to do online market research, and it changed my life.
You were one of the first to do so.
Actually was the first. It wasn't like I was scientific. The day I wrote my business plan to do American Dialogue, which became Cyber Dialogue, it was the day I learned how to install the disk. It took me 9 hours to install the disk and 1 hour to write the business plan. I was in a cold sweat because when the first thing popped over my little screen and it said, Marian, I love what you are wearing. Now I was wearing a flannel pajamas, so nobody could have loved any of it, but it was such, I realized, wait, I could never have to leave my home and I could ask all kinds of things. And at that point, I was working on 2 different very interesting projects. I was working on the Glamour Sex Survey and the Esquire Sex Survey. And I was like, wait, I mean, I don't have to look these people in the eye.
I can say beneath my duvet.
And pre-test my questions. And I was like, this could be really a pretty amazing thing. And AOL gave us 10 years worth of rights to do unlimited market research exclusively over America Online. That changed everything. That was in the early 90s.
Unbelievable. Social media is what you watched. 2009, looking ahead to 2010.
Right.
Let's talk about some of the predictions. What are we going to be seeing? What trends do you think we're going to be seeing when it comes to, like, one of the things you talk about is hyper-localization?
Right. Global is over for right now. I mean, we don't even understand what went on in Copenhagen. If we're sitting here in Connecticut, we just don't care. We wish we cared. We don't care.
Okay.
What we really care is our own community. We care about the 5 to 10 miles that make up our everyday lives. We're going to dig very, very deep into that community. We're going to get very, very involved in issues. We're going to use local Twitter maps. We're going to use local Facebook maps. We're going to look at all kinds of local online directories. We're going to start to patronize local retailers and local service providers that are all right here. We don't want to venture very far.
For another trend next year, you talk about in 2010, you say bad credit, whatever. Everybody has bad credit.
Well, because...
so what does that mean? We're going to be less judgmental for people who do have bad credit?
You know, the whole idea of managing your credit was grounded in the fact that real estate was going to keep appreciating.
Okay.
But guess what? The economy fell from underneath us. Even if you pay your prime mortgage every month, your debt-to-credit ratio is falling apart. So we've just kind of shrugged our shoulders and said, you know what, our credit score is not our identities. We're going to let that go, and we're going to start to judge one another based upon, do we prioritize in our family's basket of expenses the right issues? Are we paying for our kids' education, first and foremost? Are we inviting friends and family over for potluck meals? Are we putting our money behind the right kinds of things? It's no longer going to be the era of the expensive restaurant.
Right.
It's going to be, how many people can I invite for Sunday brunch?
Oh, I like that, though. I like that aspect of that. Okay, now this is the one that I really love. Ladies, are you listening up? Sorry, guys. Who's the techie now is another trend she talks about. And you say that because more women are going to be embracing social media than men in 2010.
Yeah, I mean, it's really true. It's the social part of social media. We don't care how it works.
We love to just gab.
It's gab, it's exchange information, it's clip and save, it's preview dating, whether you're preview dating a new pair of boots. I mean, checked out your boots, and I'm thinking, like, I like her boots. Like, I have to, like, find out where she got those boots. But it's like you check out what somebody else is wearing, you share it with a friend, you can go to all these stores online, you can go online, you can go to literally online dating. Women are on there and they're sharing it with their friends. It's that same exact experience of going to the proverbial mall. You can do it with other people via social media. And you can do it 24/7, 365. It doesn't matter where in the world your friends are. They're available to you. And you can make new friends based upon passions and interests.
Marian, do you see more of a rebirth and kind of like a revitalization for women in 2010? Meaning, are we becoming more entrepreneurs?
Sure, because the other thing you can do is you can raise a family, you can be at home, you can work any part of the 24/7 day. The original workday was invented around when men were available to work.
That's right.
And social media means it's possible for when women work. I have a woman who's working for me full time. She works 7 in the morning till about 11 o'clock when her kid's in school, and then she doesn't start working again until 8 o'clock at night after her kid's been put to bed. She works a full 40-some, but she's not working those conventional hours.
She's working smarter.
She's working from Charlottesville, Virginia. She's not working from New York City either, even though our office is in New York City. Social media allows you to be free. It allows you to maximize your potential if you're someone who can really manage your potential.
Let's talk about Facebook versus Twitter. A lot of us here at the station are on Facebook, Twitter. We're all doing all of that. What do you see in 2010? Will one take more of a lead than the other, or are they equally just as powerful in 2010?
You know, to me, Facebook and Twitter are both very important. They're important for different things. Facebook is like a personal diary. It's a way for you to share with your friends and family and extended acquaintances, kind of all those things that are happening in your everyday life. Twitter is really about media consumption. It's about status updates on what are you doing, where are you going, what have you just seen. It's really your chance to narrowcast your news. I'm not sure that either one of them is the real answer. It is the reason why sleep is continuing to be the new sex, though, because we're not sleeping, because we're updating all these statuses.
All the time, Miriam. Yes.
I mean, I think that, but I'm not sure that either one of them is going to be the last answer. The question is what really is going to come next, and what's going to aggregate all of those. I mean, there's a new service called Vimeo that lets you aggregate all these status updates into one of those.
Wow.
And there's going to be more to come.
Okay. Great to know all this great information. You have to come back. I love having you here. It's just a lot to think about. Awesome stuff. Listen, folks, if you'd like more information on Marian Salzman, if you want to check out her blogs and her future predictions, come to our website. We will have your link on our website. Marian Salzman, thank you so much. Well, talk about empower women. Don't go anywhere. I love having you here. Tully's a Pizza, father and son team. Well, they are in our kitchen when Connecticut Style returns right after this. Stick around.